Now, the 16th president of the United States was a man named Abraham Lincoln, and he's been quoted to have said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." So think about that saying for a minute. What is that meaning to you? Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. So what he's talking about here is preparation, okay? He has this task or this thing that he needs to accomplish, and instead of just starting hacking away at that tree with a dull axe, it may take him the full 6 hours, but if he spends time sharpening that axe and sharpening and getting it as precise and as sharp as possible, then that act that he's needing to accomplish, that task that he's needing to accomplish, will be much easier as he makes that preparation. Okay, this is the same with your pronunciation and your fluency, is that it's through preparation that you are going to be prepared for those acts of speaking or presenting or communicating effectively with others. Okay, so think of it in terms of our musical instrument. How does a musician get good at their instrument? What is it that they have to do to refine and be more precise in that performance of their musical instrument? And think for yourself. What did you have to do to get good at the instrument that you play or the skill that you have developed in your life? What did you have to do to get there? Well, most often not, you had to practice. And when it comes to pronunciation and fluency and getting that precision, you have to be practicing out loud. So I have worked with people who said, well, I've practiced, but I've just more practiced in my head. That's like thinking about playing the guitar and assuming and reading books about playing the guitar without actually picking up a guitar. Okay, we have to exercise our voice. We have to be practicing those movements and strengthening those muscles in a way that will get you to that desired goal. Okay, so one thing that I want you to pay close attention to when we're talking about precision is multi-syllabic words and phrases. So I have students who will be nice and clear, and then they get to these multi-syllabic words or words with a lot of syllables and phrases and kind of complicated phrases, and then they start just kind of mumbling through them, or they get a little sloppy through those specific phrases. And when it comes to precision, you need to make sure that especially those type of words get precise movements in your mouth, that you are getting your mouth into the right position for those sounds so that you can be clear in that entire word. Okay, some examples: dedicated. There are specific movements and specific sounds that need to be precise in there. So if you just say dedicated, or you want that, all of those sounds, dedicated. Proposition, and it all comes down to moving your mouth, right? It's those 3 easy skills, or the three easy tips. Move your mouth. Okay, you got to get your mouth moving to get those precise movements. So proposition, consecrated, increased devotion. Get that mouth moving so that you can get that precise, that exact position that your mouth needs to be for those phrases or those words. Okay? All right, so let's talk about how to get that precision. First, you need to make sure your mouth position is correct. Now, a great way to get to understand if your mouth position is correct is to get feedback. So we have a variety of ways through this program to get feedback from our trainers and to get to that, to know exactly if you're getting those sounds correct. Okay, you need to be practicing it correctly. Okay, and we need to make sure that those sounds are correct in the way that you're practicing. The second way is to listen and repeat what you hear. So this has a lot to do with that rhythm of English, in that precision in the rhythm of English, is that you need to be repeating what you hear, not what you think is written, but what you hear. And that will create more and more precision in what you're saying. The third, and we've talked about this a lot, is reading out loud every day with exactness. Don't get lazy about it. Don't start kind of speeding through things, but read with the intent of exactness. And as you practice with that exactness, it's like you're sharpening that sharpening that axe. You're getting ready to chop down that tree. You're getting ready for that presentation or those conversations that you'll be having. Is that you're sharpening, when you're practicing and you're reading out loud with exactness, then you're sharpening that axe and getting ready. Okay, so let's review. Clear pronunciation is performed, just like a musical instrument, by using precise mouth movements. Just like you would have precise finger movements, you need that precise mouth movements. Okay, you need to practice out loud, especially on those multi-syllabic words and phrases. Make sure your mouth position is correct. This can be done by getting feedback from someone else, whether it be one of our trainers or help with a native speaker that you know. Listen and repeat what you hear. Okay? Really listen and listen to the exactness in what you're hearing. And then the third is read out loud. Do this again and again with that intent to be exact in the way that you're pronouncing it. Okay, and with all of this, the key is to move your mouth. You always have to be moving your mouth to create that precision in your pronunciation. If you stop moving your mouth and kind of getting those exact movements, then it's going to sound sloppy. It's going to sound clear and muffled. Okay, so move your mouth. All right, so we're going to practice this with those precise movements through reading the Gettysburg Address from Abraham Lincoln. And this is actually considered one of the greatest speeches of all time in American history. It's very moving, it's very short, but created a big stir with people because of the way that he was able to give this address. So practice these words. I have a recording of me saying it so that you can listen and repeat what you're hearing. And practice this, practice with that precision, and see if you can improve the precision precision of the way that you are practicing. So practice it with precision so that when it's time to speak, that you're ready to speak with that precision as well. All right, go practice this, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks.